Hi, I'm Dr. Bruce Hoeg. I'm a psychologist who helps entrepreneurs like you to get the results that you want by teaching you how to think differently. In this short video, I want to talk to you about how you can use procrastination to get your work done. You heard me correctly. If you're a procrastinator, then I'm going to show you how you can use it to your advantage and to get your work done. Now, if you know someone who struggles with procrastination, then please share this video with them. Share it on social media too, and that way I can help other entrepreneurs to get the results that they want. And then click on the like button and subscribe, and then click on the little bell that's next to it. And then whenever I make another valuable video like this one, then you'll be one of the first to know. Now let's think a little bit for a few minutes about how you can use procrastination to get your work done. So what I want you to do is to imagine the last time you saw a temper tantrum. Chances are that it was from one or more small children. Maybe they were outside somewhere and they didn't really like what they were being told to do. Or maybe they were out shopping with you and they saw something on the shelf that they really wanted, and of course, you really didn't want them to have it. Or maybe they were out in a public park and they saw people eating ice cream. First, they tried to get your attention. And then when that failed, they made signs and sounds and they started to appeal to you to buy them some ice cream. And then when that didn't work, they tried another approach. They screamed and they cried and they pouted and they stamped their feet so as to cause the maximum amount of embarrassment to you. What usually happens in that situation? Well, a lot of ice cream is sold. And here's the thing. In a way, you do exactly the same thing when you're faced with a temptation that you habitually give into. How's that work? Well, there's a kind of inner adult that says, nope, no way, no way, Jose. You're not going to have this. You're going to sit here and you're going to do what you need to do. You're not going to have this ice cream. You're not going to do any of that. But the little kid inside says, but I want it now. And for some untold period of time, you struggle between doing your work or giving in to the temptation that pulls against you. That temptation could be something like taking the day off. And that's okay if you need it. Or maybe it's your appointed day of rest. Or if you've planned to take some time off in advance, that's okay. The temptation could be to check your email for the 15th time and to see who has liked the most recent meme you shared on Facebook. Or it could be to chat with your neighbor who you now see is outside and you haven't spoken to for a while. Maybe you just feel like if you rearranged your office, then you'd be at your most productive. The thing is that when you work from home, you're faced with all manner of temptations to do everything except the work that's on your desk. You can have a routine, you can have a time-specific goal, you can have the whole place to yourself, and you still find that your mind wanders. Now, maybe what you really need is just a break. But, if it's a habit, you habitually need a break every time you're supposed to be doing some work, then, it's probably not the answer. What you really need is a strategy that will remove the inner tension that you feel. There was a book written a number of years ago called Willpower by Roy Baumeister and John Tierney. And in it, they explained a simple technique for how to overcome the temptation to eat unhealthy food. And you can use that same technique. I have to tell you before you get all worked up about it that it has absolutely nothing to do with willpower. Now, what they suggest is that instead of telling yourself that you won't have it at all, that you say instead, I'll have it later. And when you do that, the inner conflict goes away. Suddenly you don't feel deprived. It doesn't seem like such a big sacrifice, and the inner child stops telling you that you have to have it now. So if in a moment of weakness, for example, you just happen to drop into a bakery, not so much as to buy, but rather to sort of salivate, what happens when the person behind the counter asks if they can help you? It's difficult to say, "I'm just looking," with a straight face, and so you buy something. But a more effective reply would be, "I think I'll have it later," and then scurry out the door. Later, however, is an effective strategy for combating temptation. According to Baumeister and Tierney, it's because it leaves open the possibility that you might say yes. But when you postpone something, you often forget about it and don't do it at all. And you know this to be true of yourself. If you tell yourself that you'll do your work later, then you might find that you don't get anything done because the day zooms by before you know it. Why does that happen? It's because of the difference between the two perspectives. Not now and no are not the same. If you tell yourself no, never, then the mental and emotional battle is at its strongest. You face maximum resistance, just like the little kids who threw a tantrum. But when you tell yourself later, then that resistance goes away because your mind interprets later as maybe, but not now. You see, no is always no. There is no room for compromise. But later leaves open that possibility. It's not a guaranteed yes, but neither is it a guaranteed no. And that's why it's effective. If you struggle with temptation to do something other than your work, then tell yourself that you'll do it later. Chances are that the outcome will be the same. You won't do it, but you'll relieve the inner tension that you feel when you say no, and that will enable you to focus on your work. And that, my friends, is how you use procrastination to get your work done, by telling yourself that you'll do the things that are keeping you from your work later. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please share it with your friends and on social media too. And click the like button, and please subscribe because it helps me to get this message out to more people. And then click the little bell, and then whenever I make another valuable video like this one, you'll be one of the first to know. If you'd like to learn more about Psych Hacks, then visit my website at psychhacks.com. Until next time.